Hi and welcome to a new tutorial. On this particular one, I want to discuss how we can modernize amen breaks and classic jangle breaks to give them that sort of cleaner, more upfront sound. So something along the lines of this. So this is just a simple kind of like a break and a bass line. But what we can do, for example, just to give you an idea, we're going to move from having a break that sounds like this to something that sounds like this. All right, so just going to show you just briefly here. So if we go to the multiband dynamics, we just put it in here, we can see that the multiband dynamics, what it's doing, let's just zoom right in. The multiband dynamics, what it's actually doing is splitting the signal into highs, mid and lows, right? Let me just reset it by double clicking. Okay, so what we're going to do is basically listen to the lows. And we want to fine tune it so it catches just the kick mainly, not the snare. That's kind of okay, right? Obviously, if you haven't got headphones, you're not going to be able to hear that. But what we're going to do now is this. We're going to be playing only with the below threshold. So what's happening is we're splitting the signal into lows, mid and highs. We can solo them. And what we can do is we can basically do like gating as well. So it's called downwards expansion, okay? It basically means like the distance between the peaks and the valleys, right? If we go back to the break, what's going to do is like it's going to listen to the highest peaks, right? And anything that's quieter is going to get even quieter, okay? And eventually it's just going to kind of disappear. So you only really, truly just listen to the peaks and you don't listen to the rest of the information in between. So it's a really, really cool way of gating sound. And I find it to be insanely powerful for anything, right? So let's see how that works. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to match the threshold from the below ratio. That's all the thing that we're going to be playing with is the below ratio. We need to match the threshold so it matches the peak that we see here, right? So, and the other thing that we're going to do, so let's match it. There you go, right? So that's the kind of like the highest peak, okay? The highest peaks would be this, right? These high peaks there. So let's just try one more time. So let's just swap views. The shortcut, by the way, is Shift and Tab if you want to know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to gate it. Okay, so look. Can you hear how much cleaner that kick is? Let's add a little bit of volume. And this is basically how quickly it reacts to the dynamics. Notice that if I put a very short amount of milliseconds, it sounds kind of grainy and distorted. So we need to up it up a little bit until it sounds natural. It's basically reacting too quickly to the changes in the signal, the dynamic range, right? Cool, let's go back onto the mid-range, have a listen to that. So that's kind of okay, potentially, I mean, let's have a listen. Yeah, that's okay, I can deal with that, okay? So you don't hear that kind of clickiness. Let's go into the mid-range. It's a lot of energy there. Let's move the high frequencies until we hear more of the snare sound, okay? That's good. So we end up with the snare and some of the hi-hats. The highs, if we solve the highs, it's just a really high frequency content. So let's have a listen to the mids. And again, we're going to do the same technique. Match the threshold to the highest peak. There. And then gate it. You can also do it directly within the interface anyway. Like if we click here, you can see if I'm in the middle, you see how the cursor changes. And if I click down, so again, this is downwards expansion. And you can hear that's so much cleaner already. Let's play around with the attack and release. That's kind of grainy again. Yeah, that's nice and clean, right? again, if you're going to use this mode, make sure that you click here at the bottom and use peak, because if you use RMS, it's not accurate enough. A peak reacts to the changes, the micro changes in the actual waveform, while RMS reacts to an average of 100 milliseconds or something like this, right? It reacts to the average signal between here and here. So RMS is kind of like behaves a little bit more how our ears perceive sound, okay? So, but anyway, we want to react to peak, so that's good. And let's have a listen to the highs. And again, I'm just going to match the threshold. So that's the snare there, but I don't know if I want to kill that. I want it to react more to the kind of hi-hats. So let's do that and let's gate it a little bit. Nice and clean. Okay, let's have a listen to the break before and after. I'm going to turn off the multiband dynamics and turn them back on. Nice. And here, by the way, this is one thing I haven't touched on. This is the amount. So this is how tight you want it to be. So this is kind of like, right now it's at the 50%. So all the changes I've done here, they were actually at 50%, but I can do even tighter by increasing the amount, right? So that's much cleaner. And obviously if we go to the left, we hear more of the background, hi-hats, everything else. So it's really interesting because you can dial it back or dial it in more, right? Like that. That's very clean, right? You can hear that. The other thing as well that we could do is once we tighten them up, if we want it, we can add, for example, something like a glue compressor to add a little bit more oomph to the sound, right? So I'm just going to allow the peaks to pass through, but I'm going to increase the makeup. There you go, right? Let's have a listen to that in context again. So if we listen to the bass line now, we can add a little bit more top if we want it by increasing the output. Nice. There you go, guys. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. I just wanted to just really emphasize the power of multiband dynamics. It's absolutely insane. It's my secret weapon when it comes down to editing old breaks and things like that, just to make them sound tighter, more modern. That works for absolutely everything that's drums related. You can probably try it as well with like some other elements, like maybe like lead sounds and things like that. If you want to clean it up a little, that's another thing as well that you can do for like loops. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so yet. And on to the next one. And remember that if you want to get in touch with me, you can find links to my services as a teacher as well in the description to the video. Okay, so take it easy, guys, and see you soon.